Hello, and welcome to the Intentional Healing Podcast, the show that dives deep into issues that disrupt the lives of BIPOC folk and urban community. Because we understand that people from the hood need healing too. We just need to be intentional about it. I am your host, Veronica Clanton Higgins, and today we are going to laugh and talk about life with my twin, inside joke, the creative genius, Joseph Tanner III. Family man, businessman, and overall amazing man. It's about to get real, real live, y'all. He already started. So, hi, Joseph.
Hello.
How are you?
I am well.
So, welcome. So, inside joke, you all. Facebook keeps tagging myself or
and
Joseph.
Google Photos.
And Google Photos?
Yes.
And pictures. So they'll tag my photos and say it's Joseph, or tag Joseph photos and say it's me. So we call each other twin now. I think it's the cheeks. What do you think?
I think so too. Cheeks on our face.
We're very merry. So Joseph, thank you for coming on my podcast. Got you in the seat. I'm excited.
I think it's dope. I was wondering. I was like, she ain't gonna never ask me to come on.
Well, everything got to be about timing, so the timing is right.
That's true.
And look, Joseph is matching the set. We didn't plan this. Like, Joseph came in, he understood the assignment.
That's right.
Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do, the podcast is broken up into two segments. So the first segment is about, we call it Healing Session 1. It's about identity. And so it's just an opportunity for me to ask you some questions so that our listeners and viewers can get to know you a little bit better. Okay?
Got it.
All right. And then the second one is called the Reclaiming Your Power. So that's Healing Session 2. So that's when we dive a little bit deeper. Mm-hmm. If you start crying, it's fine. If you we got tissue on set.
I need tissue. I just used my shirt.
As you can tell, we about to cut up over here. Okay, so you ready?
I was born ready.
Okay. If you stay ready. Okay. Mm-hmm. Joseph.
Yes.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is red. Rojo. That the roll that R. Rojo.
What's your favorite item that's red?
Two. I have some red shoes and red hats.
Okay. The shoes. Shoes, are they Jordans, Pumas?
Yes, Jordans, Nikes. Do I have any Pumas? I think I used to. Not anymore. But all of them are. The 11s are my favorite.
Okay.
Jordans, and then I have some Nike 270s, which are really comfortable.
For you sneakerheads, you guys all understood that lingo. I don't know what Joseph is talking about. I will Google it later. Yeah. I know the Jordan 11s, but then the 270s.
So like the patent leather on them.
Okay. The 270s?
270s are Nike. They're like a running type, all around shoe. Very comfortable.
Okay. What's your favorite song?
Do I have to pick one?
You can pick two.
Okay. Okay, I can't say that artist. I can't say that artist because,
Is he incarcerated right
now? Okay.
We already know who it is. You might as well just say it.
Hey, listen,
I mean, he made good music.
Yeah, you can't deny that.
Right.
But No More Pain, Tupac. All right. My wife had never heard that song, so I was like, "You never heard that song, Tupac?" And then there's a song by Babyface. It's not Tender Lover. It's called. It's basically when he says, "I'll pay your rent. I'll cook you dinner too.
As soon as I get home from work,
yes.
I'll control some. Yeah, I know the melody. I don't know the words. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Joseph paying rent, y'all. I know his wife is happy. He is married, y'all. Leave him alone. But okay. Joseph said, "I'll pay your rent."
I ain't cooked dinner in a minute, but I do that too.
Is that how you got Carmen?
Cooking dinner?
No, paying rent.
No. I got Carmen the right way. Matter of fact, I did offer her food.
Okay.
So
that is the way to a woman's heart.
That's true.
Yeah, you got to feed her. I don't know how people always say women don't know. We know what we like to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. We just need to know where you gonna take us.
Yeah. Shout out to Ebony and who else was that? Foots. Yeah. They made that happen.
Oh, is that how you got the love connection?
Yeah, they basically told me get out the bed and go, and I was just like, I don't want to go. Mm-hmm. You know, when you feel bored, but you're not bored, but you don't want to drive because it's far, and you're like, and I ended up going, and that's it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I love it. Okay, what's your favorite movie?
Boys in the Hood.
That's always hard.
Yeah.
Okay. If you haven't seen Boys in the Hood, it's on Netflix and all those other stuff. Okay, so what's your favorite scene besides the most memorable one with Morris Chestnut? They ran the wrong way. He ran straight. He should have zigzagged. But I digress. Okay,
it's actually a few. Okay. Of course, the classroom scene.
In the beginning,
that stays classic right there. I think everybody was saying that. Of course, y'all want to see it there.
I forever come from Crenshaw.
Yeah, that was classic. And I think one of the ones that stuck in my head the most was two. Of course, the Crenshaw. He was like, "We got a problem here," and then when the recruiter came and he was driving, he was like, "Y'all knew where we good." That's when folks get a pass in the neighborhood. You be like, "Oh, you coming for?" Okay, yeah, pull up. Come up in here. Because a lot of recruiters that would have just kept going.
Well, if they knew they was getting boys from the hood.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. When you pull up to the hood, you know what to expect. You're going to see Ray, Dookie Ray, P. Ray. They all going to be up.
Dookie Ray.
What's his name? What's the name of the one in the at the pacifier?
Chris.
Chris was in a wheelchair, right? What's the one?
No.
You know what? I think about Don't Be a Menace for Chicken. You're just in the hood.
It's all good.
I'm sorry. Movie mix up. Anyway, all right, Boys in the Hood. Woo, it happens. My brain. Okay, what's your sign? Let's move on.
I am a Libra. Yes.
Joseph recently celebrated a birthday.
Woo woo.
And then we have Mark from the Variety Group.
Yeah.
Also is in the
Shout out to
gang.
Mark. He's a great guy.
Yes, absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Libra gang. Okay, so
yeah, very level.
Lost to myself.
We're pretty balanced.
Are you?
Yes.
Are they though?
Are they though?
We
don't.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we don't.
Mark is looking at me like, how dare you talk about Libras? Yeah. I feel like October Libras are a very special bunch. September Libras tend to be more, them October Libras.
Yeah, you got like that October 1st Libra that's really like September Libra. I know that for a fact.
Okay. Speaking of facts, what is an interesting fact about you?
that I was a teen dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had my baby girl Cheyenne when I was in 12th grade.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else is interesting? That all your children names begin with the C.
Yeah.
And yours does not.
No.
Was that intentional?
Cheyenne's no, but the other three, yes.
Okay.
Had to, listen, when you meet the love of your life, some things you be like, oh, you know what? Ain't no problem.
Okay.
She's like, well, everybody in my family, the names start with a C, one of my dad. Okay.
And everybody he loves, their name starts with a C, including his amazing wife. So, okay. C
everything I love too.
I love it. He's talking about cupcakes.
Yes. My wife makes the best cake.
Cupcakes. Just nice and moist.
She's making
yes. Okay, so
sift that flour. Make it fluffy.
Moving on. So as you can tell, you're really getting to know Joseph. And he is quite entertaining. So when we're looking at East Coast, West Coast, West Coast, Midwest, or the South, which one do you prefer?
Midwest.
Midwest.
You know, Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay. And why Kansas City, Missouri?
Why not?
I mean, because maybe our listeners and viewers would like to know why you didn't say West Coast is the best coast.
Kansas City, Missouri. Because that's where I'm from. 816. What's happening? What's up? I know. I represent, you know. And then after that, of course, it would be the West Coast. Because my mom hated the snow. So she was like, we out of here, California. And then she was like, I hate the traffic. So she left me and went to Vegas.
I like your mom. She knows what she wants. Right?
Yeah, I love my mama.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, mama.
Love you, baby. Okay, basketball or football?
Baseball.
Oh, what?
Yeah, baseball is my love.
Why is Carmen laughing?
I don't know.
It's a lot of. Sometimes there's things going behind the scene that y'all can't see, but we can, and I think it's just the most beautiful thing in the world. Okay.
So
baseball.
Growing up, I love baseball. I love running. Track. Football was always like, hey, you want to play? Yeah. Basketball was like, oh, you want to play? Yeah. So growing up, I've always idolized Bo Jackson. But baseball was always my number one sport to play.
Okay. So now I'm not a baseball person because technically I only know two teams. Angels and the Dodgers.
Well, Kansas City has a baseball team. They're called the Royals.
Oh. Kansas City Royals?
That's correct.
What color do they wear?
Blue and white.
Okay, that's how I remember things by colors. Okay. All right, blue and white like the Dodgers.
No, like the Royals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go. Marcus Buddy. Okay, so let's ask one more question before we take a break and go into segment 2. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
What are 3 words to describe how you feel right now?
I feel very fresh, throwing that cool in there. Confident and just grateful for the opportunity. I feel, all that. And I'm here with my twin. Yes.
Go best friend. We 20 now.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so now what we're going to do is roll into healing session 1, where we're going to ask some questions, right? To get to know Joseph a little bit more. Are y'all ready? Let's be nosy. Okay, Joseph. All right. What's something people seem to misunderstand about you?
That's tough. I'm pretty open, so maybe that I'm like very protective. I think maybe that because I'm so open, but I'm still very protective over family and friends, and I can't honestly think of anything else as far as like what they may.
So how do you think people will misunderstand your protection?
By just thinking I'm very relaxed and not watching what's going on. So, like for me, if I go places and even if it's kids I don't know, I become like that. I like watching like, okay, I don't want nothing to happen. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So what are your 3 most important values?
Communication, trust, and honesty.
Trust and honesty. Well, why are these particular values important to you?
Because I speak a lot. I talk to people a lot, whether it's about life, business, and then when I'm talking, I definitely want people to trust me. So I want it to feel natural, and specific. And then honesty, it's like my word is my bond, so it's like those type of things come into play when I'm like, hey, you can go to Veronica for this, you can go to Mark for that, you can go to Carmen, you can go to Ab, all those things come into play where people are like, oh, you know what? He hasn't steered me wrong. So I trust what he's saying with the communication part and then the honesty. and, just value everything.
Okay, look at you being all insightful and stuff. Do you feel like your actions in your life are in alignment with your values? When we're looking at the communication, trust, and
Right.
honesty.
It's kinda. I think I would say kinda because I definitely want to focus and refocus more on getting more things done
Mm-hmm.
that is towards the movement and the goal, the
Mm-hmm.
direction that we're trying to go.
Okay. And what does that mean?
That means I just got to get it done. Like I have to go. So, like you lay it, I want 15 more minutes of just sleep. Like, nah, I got to get up. I got to get it done. I got to make this call. I got to complete this project. I need to rub my wife's back. I got to do it in order for this stuff to happen.
Okay. And so when we're looking at your values of communication, right? Mm-hmm. So that sounds like you being intentional about communicating and doing actions, right? But when we're looking at trust and honesty, how do you ensure that those values are in alignment with your actions?
Making sure I follow through, making sure that I'm communicating if there is an obstacle or if there is a breakdown, that I'm talking or letting you know these are things we need to do.
Okay.
Or if it's going to take longer than what I said prior, like, hey, instead of it being today, it's going to be 2 days.
That's good. That's good, especially when you're thinking about business or dealing with things with family. You might say, hey, I might be out there Friday, but something comes up now, you can't come to Monday.
Right.
Or when you're working with customers. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of times people think because a lot of things we turn over quickly, they're like, oh, well, they should be able to turn it. And it's like, we're not robots, so we definitely need a break, so.
That makes sense. See, they are not robots.
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. He could do the robot. You just saw that, right? Okay. How do you feel about getting quiet, listening deeply and patiently to your inner wisdom?
That's something I do on a regular. I find myself, whether I'm just sitting here at this moment, a lot of times I'm thinking, okay, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. And, it helps me calm down because we are in California, so it's like I'm dealing with traffic. Right. I'm dealing with people in general, so me just taking a moment and just saying, okay, go this direction, listen to your first mind.
Okay. See, inner guru. That is that inner guru speaking. That's his energy, is the inner guru, because he is listening to himself and honoring himself by just being mindful and intentional and following your intuition. Because a lot of people don't do that.
No, they don't.
They don't. That's why they end up in trouble. Like, I should have followed my first mind. Yes, you should have.
Yes, I try to remind people of that too.
Yes. See, I like that. Okay. Well, what do you need to do what do you need to adjust in yourself to create peace that you desire?
I try to refrain from saying something crazy, but
we expect nothing.
It's just really focus and just, for me, I have to get things, because I try to do so many things. Like I might draw out something and then I go to the computer, and instead of me just doing what I drew out, I go to the computer and I'm like ticking away, like, let me change this 400,000 times. And then I'm just like, oh, I drew it. Let me just do what I drew. So it's just like trusting that part of me to get it done. Yeah, I want to say that would be it.
That goes trust again.
Yes.
The word trust is coming up again. Okay. That seems to be an underlying current in not only your values, but how you find peace and how you operate. Okay.
Look at you.
So we're going to ask one more question for this healing first segment, the healing session. And it is, which is worse, failing or never trying?
Definitely never trying.
Okay.
I mean, never trying. We'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like, oh, look at the lotto. It's like 500 million. Did you play? No. But why are you telling me? It's like, but you try and you learn from everything that you try,
Mm-hmm.
whether you do what you're out to accomplish or not.
Right.
But that becomes like big because it's like, oh, if I try to compete, if I try to get this job done, then I know like, okay, well, I missed by, this time or this length.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how to improve by just going to what I drew instead of clicking away 100,000 times. So, yeah. So
we got the amen corner in the back saying yes.
it becomes out. I'll tell you, I get reminded by my wife a lot about like, hey, just you drew it out. That looks amazing. But it's something in my mind, a lot of times I'm like way outside the box to where I got to come back in, and just the word. And she probably gonna kill me for saying, but I always say, symbolize it. She's like,
I don't think that's in the dictionary. Symbolize it.
Listen, I'm gonna put it on the shirt because
you need to.
It just is. That's what when she said. Every time she would say that to me, I'd be like, "Let me symbolize it," and she'd be like, she the lady with the degrees.
She's probably over there cringing, like, why are we using that as a word? But it makes sense.
Somebody said that out there. If you have before, like,
No, this is Joseph Words. Now he is going to put it on a shirt and get it copyrighted. Yeah. Okay, so symbolize it. Okay, well, that's a nice way to close out this particular segment. Symbolize that. Yeah. That is the end of healing session 1, where we are looking at the identity. So right now, what we're going to do is go into our sponsored ad, and then we'll be back for healing session 2, where we talk to Joseph about reclaiming his power. This episode of the Intentional Healing Podcast is sponsored by VCH Prosperities, an affirmative apparel line that allows you to make a statement without saying a word. Let your fashion do the talking. Follow us on Instagram at VCH Prosperities. VCH on Instagram. Follow us. Get a shirt. VCH Prosperities. Okay, welcome back to the Intentional Healing Podcast. Now we are here with Joseph Tanner III, and we are getting ready to go into healing session 2, where we're looking at power and reclaiming it. Ow. I love saying that. I don't care what nobody says. Okay.
The ow?
Ow.
Are you saying ow like a meow?
I don't know what I'm
like
saying. It just feels good when I say it.
Oh, that's good.
I don't think I could ever spell it because I don't know what I'm saying. Okay. So, question 1, Joseph, you ready?
Yes.
You did great.
Thank you. You did too.
I love it. Okay. So, what do you need to reclaim?
I would definitely say reclaim time with my father. I feel like growing up, we moved to California, and I would go back during school breaks. I would see my dad, just a little bit of time, throughout the years, all the way through high school and then even some college. It just never was like that time I was able to spend with him where it was like, oh, me and my dad at the movies. Oh, me and my dad at the swamp meet. Oh, me and my dad at the, I only remember a couple times going places like other than just being at, at the house, where it was like whole family,
right?
So I would definitely love to get that back and be able to be like, oh, me and my dad went to go see Boys in the Hood.
Right.
Or me and my dad went to the skate park, or my dad bought me my first glove, for baseball, those type of things I would love to be able to reclaim back.
Okay. That's beautiful. And, may your father rest in peace.
Thank you.
And, we love you. And we know that if your father is represented in anything that you do, then your father is a great man.
Oh, yeah, definitely. One of the smartest men I ever knew.
Well, that's where you get your wisdom from, isn't it?
And Jesus.
Question number 2. As a Black man, how do you define masculinity for yourself?
Just making sure I was.
Yeah, you're Black, African American.
Yes. My skin tone is like honey roasted almond.
Black come in many shades.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Spectrum of colors.
To be honest with you, I have never even said masculinity before. I don't even remember it coming up in my household or any households I've been in, because it's never been like something that's been questioned.
Okay.
If like by the definition, it's more of like a natural thing, I assume. But I've never even been one to say or even use it. And I don't think I've even used anything I've written.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's never been an internal struggle for you to have to prove what it is to be your masculine self.
No. And even by the stereotypes, like I wear a lot of bright colors, including pink, including yellow, including everything. And like some of my favorite perfume or cologne is like a women's brand. So like Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, the ladies, is the one I love the most. It smells really good on the.
Oh, it actually does.
Damn, I told you so. Shout out to Dolce & Gabbana.
You guys get sponsored too. Okay. Okay. Well, that's refreshing to hear, because I know a lot of times when we look at from cultural perspectives and we look at Black or brown men, a lot of them have been fed, not all, a lot, narratives of what it is to be a man, and not understanding that to be a human being is to be a balance of both masculine and feminine energy. And it seems like sometimes culture-wise, the hyper focus is on being masculine, and not being attuned to the feminine energy that everyone possesses. So it's good to hear that it wasn't like, this is what you do as a man,
Yeah, no, it's never been that way. I've always, I've always felt like I took care of business, however possible needed.
Okay. Well, that's a good segue into the next question is, what are your thoughts on male vulnerability?
I definitely think it's needed. It's okay to cry. It's okay to hug your boys. Mark? Hey! It's okay to get, high fives, hugs. I've cried around my wife many times. Recently, of course, when my father passed, anytime a commercial come on, it just kind of hits you. It's like a lot of people don't know, because I'm not the type that say, my dad died, or my grandma, my aunt, my cousins. Like past years been crazy,
right?
And I definitely appreciate my wife, and of course everybody around me that knew more than I can ever say. It gets crazy in my head, and that's when it comes back, and I just have to breathe and relax, and it's crazy.
Yeah. And grief comes in waves. So what Joseph just described, he may not know, is a wave of grief.
Ooh.
Yeah. Grief comes in waves. It is not stagnant. And so you'll get those times where it just hits you, and it sounds like you've learned to navigate that wave without neglecting that wave exists. So that's good. That is good. So grief is about coping with the wave, and it's like riding a surfboard.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I love the water.
Yeah. And guess what? You're learning to navigate the waters of life differently while you cope with your grief. And you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
No, you know nothing but love here. How would you describe your relationship with yourself?
I think I'm good. Like I would love to be healthier, and I say that, to be around for my family, not for pictures or anything like that for people to see, because I don't care. I'm seen, but I'm seldom seen, but I'm often heard. So,
often heard.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That would be it. Like, really focus on health and just making sure I'm good, because I'm a big guy, but my health is doing great. I love to see those doctors' faces and they running my blood and everything. They're like, "Are you sure?" This is, I was like, I'm just big bone.
And for those who there's no such thing as big bone. There's no big bone skeletons out there.
They did find some recently.
Where?
I forget where, but you got to.
Based on Karma's reaction, I will wait for the link. Because I know Joseph would go and find the link and send it to me.
I read a lot.
You just, okay, so maybe just,
Yeah.
They sound like they're stereotyping you based on your size, not knowing that you're a healthy individual.
Correct.
Absolutely. You know what? Because when you take care of your mind and your emotions, it really impacts the way your body responds to things. That's and just listening to how you're managing grief, how you see yourself in the world, a lot of those things, it seems like you have this way of balancing your emotions and your space in the way you show up. So that way it's not impacting your physical self. So that could be another reason why you're experiencing good health, because emotionally, right, and spiritually, it sounds like you have everything balanced out. And so it's not transferring over to your physical self.
Yeah, I've always been in the workplace or in general. I'm like, if you're not harming my family or my money, then it's not. I just, folks know. Yeah. I sit back and watch. You know how you see that Jaguar up in the cut, like is that a Jaguar?
No, that was Joseph.
Let me tread lightly, like. Yeah. So.
Okay. And Joseph is like, I put this shoulder up and I put this shoulder up and I drop because I don't care. That's good. And that's why it's very important to have a good support system, a good partner, a good relationship with yourself, because it does really show up in different ways.
Yeah, so, my partner is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I agree with you on that. Shout out to the partner. Okay. Oh, you go. Okay. Yes. So what was a pivotal moment in your life?
Having my baby girl, and she's the oldest girl now. Mm-hmm. So having her in high school, just not knowing what to expect. I remember nights her sleeping right next to my bed in her crib, and I would just be like, is she breathing? Like, people would get the mirror and I just put my head on. I put my head on her back, like, she breathing? Okay, she's good. And then, waking up, going to school, my mom will take her, especially those times where she was with us. Mm-hmm. She would take her while I'm at school, go to football practice, go to baseball practice, and still take care of and school and everything else. And then, I was part of a program at school for teen parents. I didn't know it was at me. This is at Dorsey High. Okay. Shout out to Dorsey.
Okay.
I think it was called El Nido Family.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the counselor and stuff were there. They were like, "Hey, you want to be part of a panel?" I was like, "A panel of what?" Now what? Y'all just showed me on the screens about STDs. Jesus Christ, what's going on? So they was like, no, teen fathers. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, sure. So we go around to different high schools and which I did not know that there were homes for or school / homes for teen moms, and we would talk about our experiences and things like that, and then I ended up getting a scholarship, scholarship money uh, for being on that panel and one of the ones they selected. So I thought that was really dope.
Shout out to Dorsey. That's good.
That's right.
And you know what else is pivotal? And I wonder, is this also why you connect with Boys in the Hood? Remember Ricky, right, was a teen father, but he did not neglect his responsibility. He took care of his responsibility. And when you said Boys in the Hood being one of your movies, the connections with sports and being
I never even thought about that.
It's all subconscious.
Damn, yeah. You is smart. Boy.
No, I was making the connection because you probably like that movie because it's a reflection of yourself. And yeah.
That's crazy. I never even thought about that. Thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's okay. Now you know.
Jeez.
So
I'm thinking about everything else from the movie that's happened to me, and I was like,
yours connection. We like certain things because it resonates with us and it seems familiar. Like a lot of times when I work with clients and they're like, well, I don't know why I like this. I don't know. I said, because our brain forms responses based on experiences. And so that's how we get our comfort level. So when your brain is used to certain experiences, it becomes familiar. So what you do is seek out what's familiar. So that's why when you in a relationship with someone who's not abusive or who's not toxic, you get scared because it's not familiar and you feel uncomfortable. And so this is why when we look at mindfulness or even cognitive behavior therapy, we're trying to teach people to rewire their brain's responses to things so it can become familiar, but in a good way. So your brain was like that because it was familiar to
That's
you.
so crazy because I know my roommates in college was like, as soon as they wife, I'm looking at them like, you watching Boys in the Hood again? Or you can leave or you can stay.
Or you can join in. Where's the popcorn?
Right. Come on in here.
So yeah, just always think about maybe a lot of things that you like or you do just based on life experiences. And so it feels comfortable and familiar to you. It could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on what it is.
Yeah, that's dope. I like how, I've never thought about it like that. So that was pure dopeness right there.
Oh, I got a compliment from Joseph. This is a good day. Yeah. Okay, Joseph. We have 2 more questions. 2 more. What do you want your legacy to be?
I've never even thought about it. Stomach growling now. I don't know. Legacy. I would definitely want to leave a great legacy for my family and of course kids, like generational wealth. For them to know, like, you have to complete your goals, stay determined, don't ever give up. Those are things I definitely want them to keep, like whenever they think about me or looking, of course I think of legacy, I'm like, damn, am I dead? Like that's what you looking like. That's when they normally start talking about you, like, yeah, he was a good man. But of course and of course just loving life and living it, just love life and living it. Like I want them to say he loved life, he lived it, he's helped so many people. A lot of people don't even realize it, like you married because of me, like you stay married because of me. Like I talk to your partner. Like you stay married. So
leave that side.
It ain't even about size.
I'm joking.
It's just a general thing. Like, you would get that call like, hey, this is happening. My wife looking like, who is that now? I'm like, look. It's just.
She said, who are you counseling today?
Yeah, but it's not. It's just a general thing because people, when like we talking, it feels good to talk. You're not thinking like, oh man, this needs to end.
Right.
It's like a general conversation. Well, let me tell them what's going on. and get his opinion. And then that's where it is, because I'm not, I'm a Libra, so I'm kind of balanced.
Mm-hmm.
So my opinion is balanced like that too.
You see what he did there?
Right.
Okay.
You see?
He brought it full circle.
Full circle.
Oh, there. Oh, there. Pew, 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 pew. Oh. That's why we say you need the inner guru shirt, because of that wisdom. Any final thoughts you want to leave our viewers and listeners with?
Definitely never give up. Whatever you say, whatever you put out in the universe that you really want is going to happen. Don't give up on your family and friends. Don't give up on yourself. Help people without expecting something in return. And just look at life and continue to love it, love yourself, and just love it, live it, because you never know. Make that call. Don't always plan to text somebody. Make that call. People still like reading letters. Write that letter, whether it's a short note or not, and just continue just to live. There's a lot of stuff going on, but you got to live and enjoy life to the fullest.
Indeed. Look at that. Wise words from a wise man. Where can our listeners and viewers find you?
Most of the time in my bed at home. But if you want, you can go to, Deja Designs. That's DejaHDesigns.com. And, I'm a graphic artist. We have our agency, and we do everything from logos, websites, anything graphically you want. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, basically like everywhere Deja Designs, yeah, find us. Come say hello. You ain't got to buy nothing. Just stop by and say, hey, I saw you. Because people seldom see me.
Yes. So. That is. And they did all the branding for VCH Prosperity Consulting. So when you guys are talking about how fly my logo is and my website, okay, these the folks right here.
Yeah. And we're not, that type of folks. We're about building. So we're not price crazy. So we're about building your business, because that always comes back to us. So we love y'all.
Yay! We love y'all too. Yeah. So, we're going to wrap up. Thanks for sharing space with us today. Remember that life is what we make it, and why not make it memorable with the ones we love? Don't be afraid to tell your family and friends that you love them. Until next time, bye!